Good evening, everyone. I feel silly using this microphone. This is, we're keeping the group small. It's a nice, intimate setting, and I have a big old microphone here. But we're also taping for families that can't be here. So, that guy back there said I had to use the microphone. This is a good group. I like this group because I know you know me. We've done this before, so I cannot tell you how thrilled we are to be here tonight. How excited we are to open the doors of our school again and have your children come back. We just wanted to highlight a few things to make sure that we're all on the same page, that you know where we're coming from, that we have nothing but the best interests of your children at heart, and we want to do everything we can to keep us all safe and healthy. Okay? So, but first, whichever got to do last session, we're going to start out with Pastor having a little devotion for us.
I'm good. I come prepared. Everything is different. I have kids. I have 3 kids. 1 teenager, a preteen, and a 6-year-old. And you kind of wonder, you wonder what's going to happen tomorrow, next week. What new directives are going to come out? What new mandates are going to say we can or can't do this or that? Can we continue going out to dinner once in a while? Can we go to school? Can we go to Best Buy and pick up the next phone? It's just like so many decisions are being made without any input from us. And it stinks. And it's not much fun. And you kind of wonder, when is it going to be all over? When can we get back to normal? If there's going to be a normal again, is it going to be like it was back in February or January? I have no idea. And that's going to be, a lot of the things that maybe you want to know from us about the school. Beth might cover some of the questions you have, maybe not. There's going to be some questions that we're just going to say, I don't know. We're just going to have to take it day by day and week by week. But we know who's in charge, right? We know God's in charge. Our theme for this week, or this year, I'm stealing Beth's thunder a little bit, but our theme for this year is, with God, all things are possible. And we chose that theme just specifically for this year, for everything that all of us have already gone through in the last 6 months, for everything that we're going to go through in the next days, weeks, months, year, whatever it is. We know that in the end, God still wins. God wins. Nothing can stop our God. And all things are possible with Him. So when we realize that, remember that He's in charge, He's in control, even when it doesn't look like it, we can get through the day. And the next day, and the next day after that. Even if it means sometimes those days where you don't want to get up. You ever have those days where you wake up and you pull your covers over your head again and you're like, I hate people in the world too. And God's still in charge of those days too. And then you have the other days when you're raring to go and everybody's, carpe diem, seize the day, I'm going to kill it today. And then somebody cuts you off on the way to school and you hate the world again. God's still in charge even on those days. And even when it doesn't feel like it doesn't seem like it, and everything's bearing down on you, God makes it work. And so you put one foot in front of the other, keep breathing, keep doing it, because God's making it possible every single day. So, we start the school year with God's blessings. We start a new school year knowing that there's going to be some awesome stuff happening this year. We start a brand new school year not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, but knowing that in the end, Jesus wins. And because Jesus wins, we win. He gives us the victory. We cannot lose. We cannot fail, not with God's blessings. I'll let Beth talk.
Thank you, Pastor. I've got a little PowerPoint up there just to hit some of the highlights of things that are happening here at school. So we'll start out with intro of staff. Well, we aren't all here this evening, so the whole staff isn't here. And if you can see those names up there, it's changed a bit. We had 4 TAs last year, and they all left us, which is very sad. Let's see, Mrs. Book moved to Michigan, Miss Manti moved to Arizona, Mrs. Collins moved to Indiana, And Miss Jenny decided it was better for her to be at home with her family this year. The good news is God has blessed us with new people on staff. So we're very excited. And with the new configuration and the enrollment that we have this year, we have all the people that we need. The Lord provides, and the Lord provides wonderful people to be with us. So I'm still here. I hope that's a good thing. Let myself wide open for that. I have a TA. My new TA is actually here tonight because she's also a mom in our school. So Christina DiMartino, just wait, Christina, she's going to be my helper. I'm so excited for that, and Frankie's going to be in kindergarten, so we are thrilled with that. Mrs. Heinitz is still our pre-K teacher, so we're thrilled with that. And Jessica Herrera, who had been doing some subbing for us before school got shut down, is coming on full-time in Mrs. Heinitz's room. And then with, as things are happening, we're excited to have 2 kindergarten classrooms. And we don't need anybody new in there because we have Mrs. Burgess, who is an awesome teacher, and she's moving from pre-K to kindergarten. So she and Mrs. Otto are going to provide the absolutely wonderful kindergarten experience that your child is going to have this year. So we are thrilled with all of that. Just one other little side note as far as kindergarten goes, we're excited to have 2 kindergarten classes, but about the time we decided that, because kindergarten runs under our private school license, about the time we decided to have 2 kindergarten classes, the governor said you can only run at 50% capacity. So our capacity for kindergarten in the rooms is 18. So the good news for all of you is the most your child will have in kindergarten with them is 8 other students. The max in the classroom for right now is 9. But think of what an awesome experience your child is going to get. Where else do you get to go to school and have a ratio of 9 to 1? This is just, and fabulous teachers at that. So it's going to be fantastic. Now the rest of our facility runs under child care licensing, and as of today, as of right now, we can run normal-sized classrooms. We don't have normal-sized classrooms right now. Our enrollment's a little low, but we're hoping we're starting at the ground floor, and it's going to do nothing but build as the year goes by. So that's just a little bit of background on the staff and where we're at as far as enrollment goes. Yep. As last year, monthly newsletter will come home. Your first one is in your folder. Be watching for that, for news about the school, news in general about what's happening. We will put everybody into a class again. So I'm not sure if you were signed up last year, if you got a new invite because you're put into a new classroom. That's very possible. So kind of be watching for that. I'll use the email address that you've given the school that you want us to use to communicate with you, and be watching for something from Class Day. The biggest part of what I just wanted to touch base on again is the procedures and protocols we're putting in place because of the pandemic. Now I know you've all gotten the handbook, you all signed it, so you all read it, but I just want to talk through a couple of the things to reassure you and make sure you know that we are keeping in touch with the CDC, with the Health Department, Southern Nevada Health Department, with child care licensing, let's see, with my person at the Nevada Department of Education, who's the contact for private schools. I'm in contact with lots of different people to make sure we are doing everything we possibly can, again, to keep everybody safe. Putting those procedures and policies in place so that we are okay to be open and we are okay to have our school. Again, this is today. I'm not guaranteeing anything anymore because I know as soon as I say something, it changes the next day. But if something does change, we will let you know as soon as possible. And we have, let's see, what version of the school year are we on, Mrs. Otto? Probably like
63.
Yeah, 63. That's, close. I was going to say like 872. That's what I feel like sometimes. But if nothing else, the Lord is teaching us to be very adaptable. We learn that things change every day. So, dropping off. If you drop your child off between 7:50 and 8:15, do not come to the front door. Go around to the playground gate. Miss Kelly has been designated our guardian of the gate this year. She will open up that playground gate. You will take your child directly to the classroom door off the playground. We wanted to do that because all of us as teachers could not envision a year where we never got to see you, where we didn't get to say, "Good morning, Mom, good morning, Dad," where you didn't get to be face-to-face with us and say, "You know, I have a question about this, that, or the other thing." We want to be able to talk to you. And we can do that if you drop your child off through the playground. So come to that door. We'll have hand sanitizer there for your child. We will have a thermometer. The first thing we'll do is take your child's temperature, ask them if they're feeling okay, take a look, make sure everything is all okay. If they are running a fever and it's 100.4 or more, we will ask you to take your child home. Unlike other years where they needed to be fever-free for 24 hours, they now need to be fever-free for 48 hours before they can come back to school. And what we will do is have a little piece of paper that says, your child's running a temperature today, they have to go home, here is when they can come back. And we will spell it out specifically. On this day, at this time, if they've been fever-free for 48 hours, this is when you can bring them back to school. Please be watching your children very carefully. If you feel that they're just not up to coming to school, err on the side of caution and keep them home. I would much rather you keep them home than for us to have to call you in the middle of the day and say, you know, they're not feeling well, you've got to come and get them. I think it just makes us all more comfortable if you just keep them home to begin with. Let's see, so dropping off the playground, picking up at noon, same place. Come through the playground again. That's when the majority of the kids will be getting picked up between kindergarten and their preschool classes. So we want you to come to the classroom door again to pick up. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? We had a staff meeting last week, and I told everybody, if you don't know what else to do, clean something. Clean, 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 wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. Everything in the school right now has been cleaned, disinfected, sanitized. We make sure we have the correct cleaners that kill the right viruses and germs and everything else. So we are extra vigilant right now, and we want you to know that we will continue to do that. What was I forgetting, Kelly? You had your hand up. Oh, thank you. I forgot the rest of the sign-in in the morning. If you don't make it to school by 8:15 and the playground gate is closed, then come through the front door. But please be aware if there's another parent in the entryway, just wait out in the courtyard until they come out. We would like only one parent in the entryway at a time. And either Miss Kelly or I will only let you go so far. You can't then go down to the classrooms. We will check your child's temperature and check them in, and then walk them down to the classroom. So you'll only get a couple steps inside the door for right now. So that's just how things have to be right now, and we can do that. Let's see, what else do I have? Here's signing in, signing out. Okay, then come all the what if questions. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if someone gets sick? What if someone is reported with a case of COVID? I can't give you every answer to every scenario tonight. What I can tell you, with all the what ifs, again, we're in contact with all those agencies. If one of those things happen, I'm going to be on the phone immediately with the Southern Nevada Health District. This is what's happening at my school. What do we do next? I will follow their directions, and then I will let you know what they have to say, and we will follow what the procedure is supposed to be. We're praying that we don't have to go down that road, but we may have to, which also means that it might One of the scenarios might be that we have to close the school for a couple of days to get everything clean and sanitized. Again, I know it's an inconvenience, but it's there, those procedures are there, again, to keep everybody healthy and to keep everybody safe. Any questions about any of that? Okay, then let's move on to other fun stuff. So again, t-shirts are available, Water of Life t-shirts. If you'd like one for your child, please note the updated order blank is in your folder. The price did go up this year, but it's still a good deal. So if you want one, Kelly's got them on the table in the back for examples of color and size. Also in your folder is Pizza Day order blank. We are planning to still have our pizza days once a month. We know we can order the pizzas that, bring them in the boxes. They're only touched when they're served. If you're comfortable with doing that, we would love your child to participate in that. Even if they're only at school half days, you know that. We serve it at 11:30, so they can participate in those days. Don't need the bedding. I just left that on there as kind of a wish list. Unfortunately, right now, all of those fun things we can't do, but we're hoping sometime during the year we'll be able to get back to having pastries with parents, or do our pajama jam, or some of the other fun stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but on the school calendar, I at least left the end of the year program in, because I'm hoping by the end of the year we can gather and have a program for the kids. Those are the highlights of our year too, and it really makes us sad that right now we can't do any of those things. But again, we will do that. We can adapt, we can do that to be safe. Like I said, Kelly's there with the t-shirts. She's the one, she'll be after you if there's something missing from your child's file. If there's paperwork you need to turn it into her. Any of us will take the t-shirt order forms or the pizza day order forms. You can turn those in tonight if you want to, or drop them off when you drop off your child anytime. Everybody here should have a key code to get in the door. We will use that keypad outside. We'll wipe it down in between, so it's been cleaned. Those numbers haven't changed at all. And then just that reminder, just like Pastor said, our theme for this year, with God, all things are possible. And we know He's the one taking care of us, guiding us, and protecting us. So we thank Him for this opportunity for another school year, that even though it might look different, we know it's going to be pretty awesome. So thank you so much for being here. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
What time is the gate open?
7:50. 750. Good question. Anybody else? I'll turn it over to Mrs. Otto. Yes.
So the times, are they different from the preschool to the kindergarten?
No, half day, basic session is 8 to noon, right? Yes. So we would, I don't want to take anything away from what Mrs. Otto was saying, but yes, it's basically, huh?
That was a surprise. 8 to noon.
That was a surprise? Did I say it wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. All right, Mrs. Otto, you are up.
Okay.
Oh, it used to be, is my hair okay? Now it's like, do I have a line on my nose? All right, so you have your folder. The one side had all the stuff that Mrs. Marquardt just shared with you. I'm going to talk about some of the things on the other side, which is our kindergarten stuff. You'll see this 1,300-page document. Can you tell Mrs. Burgess and I are a little excited? So this is your everything you need to know about kindergarten. We tried to spell it all out for you, our philosophy, our curricula, even down to details about our classrooms. So, go ahead and give that a little read in the next few days. Let us know if you have questions, comments. It's great for you because this is only Wednesday. So you can call us or email us anytime between now and Monday. You can just hit us with it on Monday, whenever it occurs to you. And that brings me to my next point. Communication. Mrs. Marquardt touched on it. It's hard to teach kids when you're not with their parents. So that's the reason for dropping them off at the playground door. That's the reason many Mondays and Tuesdays, Mrs. Burgess will be dismissing my kids, my homeroom kids, at noon, so that you have a chance to talk with her, and I'm going to talk to you about why you'll need to talk to her in a minute. Call us, email us, catch us. Both of our cell phone numbers are in there. As I said, we're both teachers by day and moms by night, so we might not answer you, but we'll know you called. We'll get your message and we'll get back to you before the next school day, okay? Why would you need to see Mrs. Burgess? We're like super excited about our new format for this year, because as Mrs. Marquardt mentioned, we've got right now 8 in the half-day program, 9 in the full-day program, which means your kid gets that whole classroom with only 7 other kids. Plenty of room for spacing, plenty of room to be, playing, not on top of everybody. Plenty of time for teachers to get everything cleaned in between when people use it. And it also means you get me for homeroom, like your Jesus time, your calendar time, and your reading, writing, language. And you'll get Mrs. Burgess for math, science, social studies, which, I'll be honest, at first I was like, oh, there goes my math, I learned it, But now I'm super excited because she's like, got it all set up and it's going to be awesome. And I'm looking at reading thinking, now I can dedicate all my time to all this reading stuff. And your kids are just going to get the best of everything. So it's actually, with everything going on, it's a pretty exciting year for all of us. So anyways, for that reason, when you pick up on Mondays and Tuesdays, you may see Mrs. Burgess dismissing the kids. That way you have a chance to get the face-to-face with her. And I'll be in her room, having lunch with her kids, because, they need to see me too. All right. So along those lines, you've got your kindergarten schedule there. The things that are different between the 2 homerooms, I've got half day in kind of like yellow, because I'm trying to go with the room theme, and full day in blue. Nobody's nervous, because you've all been here before, but there's just in case anyone gets nervous. There are 2 things in here that if you could, either tonight or sometime and send it back on Monday, if you could fill out for us. We'd love to keep in contact with you through a website where we can post pictures of things we're doing in kindergarten, especially because we can't invite you in to see it. So if you would like to have your child's picture posted, give us permission. If you don't want your child posted, that's fine. You'll still have access to the website. We just won't post your child. So that, and the getting to know you, some information about the more we know about your kid, the better we can teach your kid. We know teaching, you know your kid. So get us all the information, fill out the backside if you need to, attach some notebook paper, whatever you need to do. We want to know everything about your kid. And this year, we need to know a little bit about your tech situation at home too. So if you get a chance to fill that out, let us know your Wi-Fi access, what devices you have, in the event that we would need to close for a few days. We don't want to fall behind, we want to have something ready for your kids to do at home, okay? So those 2 things, if you could get them back to us either tonight or Monday, that would be awesome. What else is on my list here? Mrs. Marquardt talked about a lot of the safety things. Did you mention the masks? I don't think so. We are required to wear masks in kindergarten. So please make sure your child has a mask every day. They don't need to wear them when they're eating, when they're doing physical activity. So when we're running around outside, they're not going to need to do that. We're going to have lots of planned dance breaks where I can spread them apart, where they're nice and safe. They can dance a little bit and get a little fresh air, that kind of thing. Thank goodness we live in Las Vegas where we can just, you need a mask break, take off your mask and run around outside for a minute. All by yourself, I'll stand here at the door and watch you. We're not going to let the kids feel miserable. As in my experience, kids who don't feel good, don't act well, don't learn well, and then what are we doing here? So, but you do need to wear a mask, please. That's all safety stuff that Mrs. Marquardt covered. What else is on here? Communication I talked about. Homework. Those of you who have had me before know my homework philosophy. We do a lot of learning at school, and a lot of the things that we do are hands-on because kids learn better that way, and I have everything we need at school. You're not going to see a lot of worksheets coming home for the kids to do. Sometimes some kids are into that, and we'll have some available for them if they want that. Most of the learning is going to happen at school. As the year goes on, you'll get a homework folder where we're asking you to do some reading with your child. and some other activities where they start to decipher kind of parts of the story, characters and settings and that kind of a thing, and we'll show you how to do that. It's a lot of fun, and the kids enjoy it because they want to go home and they want to show mom and dad what they've learned, and they want to have some active fun, so that's kind of what we're trying to provide. But that happens a little later. What else? Oh, also later in the year, since I'm the reading teacher, later in the year you'll start getting some guided readers for the kids that they've learned to read at school, and then we would want them to read that to you once a night too. They're always super proud to bring home the stuff that they learned how to read at school, so, you know, make a big deal about it. It'll take 4 minutes. Attendance, as I mentioned, so much of the way that we teach, because of what we believe about how children learn, is hands-on, real-world, interactive. It's not usually, it's sometimes on the worksheet because, you know, that's how I can see exactly what it is. A lot of times it's not. So we need you to bring us those kids as much as possible and on time as much as possible. When they first come in the morning, they're going to be doing, I call it a brain warm-up, but it's for me to kind of assess what they understood from the day before, so I know what we need to continue on. You know, if we can continue on or if I need to do more review, it's my chance to get that one-on-one because they kind of come in staggered. It's a really important time for me. So, you know, the doors open at 7:50, I think, this year. If you can get them there as soon as possible, that's really important. Now, this year, if they're feeling at all sick, please leave them home. We'll make it work. We'll figure out worksheets or whatever we need to do. We'll catch them up when they come back. They've got to stay home if they're sick. Okay? Folders. This year, folders are going to go home just on Fridays. We're going to collect all the work through the week and just send it home on Friday along with the class newsletter. So it used to be the newsletter says what we're going to do, and then the papers kind of trickled home during the week. This we think will give you a nice picture. You'll see the summary of what was planned. You'll see the papers of what we did and kind of be able to put that together. Plus, it's a little bit less time we spend packing up, which is time when the kids maybe would need to be a little closer together. So if we just do it one day a week, we can space them, we can do a few at a time, we're not taking a lot of classroom time and the kids are not next to each other. Okay, so that's this. So when it comes home on Friday, you know, take a look at the papers, see if you have any questions, keep them at home, hang them on the fridge, whatever you do, and then send the folder back on Monday, please. Water bottle, you've all been here, so you know, please send a water bottle. You can send it full or we'll fill it here. We have filtered water here. That's it, and I said, well, the surveys. Okay, so now I'm ready for your questions. I talk fast when I'm excited.
I was just going to clarify that homerooms do not mean the children are moving, the teachers are moving.
Thank
So
you.
the children are in Mrs. Otto's homeroom, but they will be in her classroom all morning long. Okay, just like we had said in the pandemic handbook, the children will not be training rooms. Okay?
And let me just repeat that because we're being videotaped.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mark makes a good point. The homeroom means your child stays in that same room the whole time he or she is at school. And the teachers, since our rooms are next to each other, will be slipping through the door to do our different classes, but your child stays with the same students in the same room. Thank you, Mrs. Mark, all day long. Okay. In that case, do I need to pass it up to anyone else, or?
You want to pass it on? Yeah, unless you want to just.
That's above my pay grade.
Make sure I.
So my key here, yes ma'am.
Okay, so since it's going to be different dropping off this year, where we had the computer with the sign in before.
You will not be touching the computer. Sorry.
Why not just you?
We're not allowing anyone to touch our computers.
Well, that's why I was making sure.
No, the teachers will write down
Okay.
time in, time out,
Okay.
and then Kelly or me, you know, one of us will enter it all in as the day goes by.
And then we still have like the grandparents on the list that you might not see all the time.
Yep,
But
yep,
you know
yes,
that.
that all works the same. They
Okay.
approve people on your list and all of that. It's just we don't have to, the good part of tonight is, you know, when the new families are here, we don't have to spend all the time getting fingerprints into the computer right now. But yes, we will just write it all down because we didn't, yeah, let's not even go there. So, okay, I'm going to hang out here for a couple minutes. If you have any questions for me, just want to chat, say hi, I missed you. Mrs. Burgess will be in the courtyard if you have questions for her. Mrs. Otto will lead the way over to school so that you can go through the classroom and see the wonderful things that our teachers have been doing to get ready for this school year. We wish we could invite you to just come and stay for a long time, but unfortunately, just take a look through, drop off your child's stuff, and we'll have to say goodnight for tonight, but we'll see you on Monday. All right, thanks everyone for being here.